The rivalry between the USA and China over technology continues, even amid the pandemic. Some politicians are pushing it pretty far. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton suggested that Chinese students studying in America should only study the humanities, or else they'll have access to secrets and knowledge that they can steal.
You know, if Chinese students want to come here and study Shakespeare and the Federalist Papers, that's what they need to learn from America. They don't need to learn quantum computing and artificial intelligence from America.
Tom Cotton has been beating the anti-China drum for a long time. His recent remarks come across as pretty racist, but he's not alone. A number of voices are playing up the idea that Chinese students in American universities are potential spies.
In addition to espionage and cyber theft by the Ministry of State Security, the party tasks some Chinese students and scholars in the US and at other foreign universities and research labs with extracting technology.
These are the words of H.R. McMaster. He's a retired lieutenant general in the United States Army, as well as a former national security advisor for the White House. Now, he's speaking up about the need to stop China from spying all across the United States and stealing technology, especially via students. Now, it's not just politicians. Professors are also speaking up.
Congress needs to move to restrict access by Chinese students and researchers to our premier educational and research institutions and our engineering and science labs. The idea that we continue to educate scientists and engineers who will then work for companies owned by the Chinese communist regime defies common sense.
These aren't just words. American universities are shutting down cooperation programs organized through the Confucian Institute. Scientists who could be helpful in fighting against COVID-19 have been driven out of the country by allegations of spying. Now, these recent words from Tom Cotton suggesting that there should be restrictions on what Chinese students can and cannot study are pretty shocking, but they fit into an entire atmosphere of hysteria and hostility. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
Unfortunately, it's not the most irresponsible thing that Senator Cotton has said in recent times. He has been one of the main purveyors as an elected official of this, Wuhan bioweapon conspiracy theory as an explanation of the COVID-19 outbreak. He's politically close to Donald Trump. He's a long-standing hawk on China. So this sort of comment from him is part and parcel of his, usual political rhetoric. This trend is one that's been underway for several years, and we've seen, of course, this both within the academic and outside, quite overblown in a lot of ways. One of the things that we've seen in Chinese students, they don't tend to be, flag-waving communists who are going out to seek information to undo the United States. They tend to hold the U.S. in a high regard. They want to go and learn. They have a positive regard. At the same time, the fact of the matter is, at this point, Chinese universities have taken major leaps forward, whereas the American universities need Chinese students. And a lot of these students, once they graduate, have gone on to work in American tech and science industries. All in all, I think that if this policy were to be put in place, it would be unfairly castigating Chinese students, but it would also be harming U.S. universities and even U.S. technology and scientific development.